Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Dream Stream. I am your host, Yiskah Koock, here with fellow dream worker, Ellen Ronis. Hello, Ellen.
Hello, Yiskah.
Shana Tova, which
Shana
means
Tova, yeah.
Happy New Year. It's the Jewish New Year. I'm so excited to have it be a new year. I'm ready for a new year.
Yes, may this year be sweeter than the last, to put it
Amen.
simply.
Yeah, for a sweet new year. That's
Yeah,
why we have apples with honey,
that's right.
which I don't have honey, but I have apples and I have honey cake. I'll
That's
find a way to
You'll
make it
make it work.
a sweet year. And so Ellen and I were just talking, and I really believe that the dreams we have on a new year are significant and pertinent for the unfolding of that year. So the dreams that we had last night is something I want to focus on. But as we also discussed, I've been dreaming again. Yay. I'm so glad. And so I have a couple of other dreams. And if I may just say, I had been in the hospital with COVID. I got COVID, and then, as many listeners know, I have MS, and the MS got exacerbated by the COVID. So I was so weak. I mean, I was just stiff and sore. Oh, I ached. My body ached. Lying in bed crying about how much my body ached. And so they brought me to the hospital. I was there for Monday to Thursday. I was there a long time. And I think I'm good now. I am happy, but that doesn't have anything to do with anything. But
Hopefully you're in less pain, and whatever
I'm in
that was has
exactly, that's what
gone
it
through
is.
you.
Yeah.
And
I'm
yeah,
in a lot less pain, and I am a little stronger, and that's huge too. Just trying to turn off my phone. Um, so yeah, and your dream, how's your dream life?
well, I think I was mentioning to you that I had a dream last night too.
Yes.
But my dream life has been rather you know, lacking,
Okay.
for a better word. Yeah. Just not remembering dreams every night, and the dreams
Right.
that I'm having are just kind of little snippets of things, but that's okay, those
Well,
little.
we know what happens when I'm only having a snippet. There can be
Yeah, it's
worlds blossom.
exactly. Sometimes it's more like there's
I
more.
know.
You can just go on and on more about a little snippet, because there's a little bit more, I think, of the active imagination
I think you're right about
that
that, right?
happens.
We can
Yeah.
put more meaning into
Yeah.
it. I always talk about
Yeah.
dream work really is meaning making. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
we
I
get
agree.
it that it's, abstract and that we're
Yeah.
putting the meaning into it. We get that. I get that,
Right. Right.
but I
Right.
still think it's
Exactly.
significant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what the active imagination is, I always think, right? Is what it's
Yes.
like, the creative aspect,
Right. Bringing
When
it up.
you remember when we used to do dream work with Robert Moss,
Yes.
he would say, if you don't like, he would say, dream tonight, good, have
Yes.
your dreams and write down your dreams in the morning. And if you don't dream, just make it up.
Oh,
If you don't remember your dream,
right.
make
Remember
something up.
he had the
It
song,
really doesn't matter. It's all coming from that same
right?
source, I
I
think.
love it. He had that
Yeah.
song.
Make it up as you go along.
Make it up as you go
Yeah.
along. I love that.
Totally.
Love that. Yeah, he is an amazing teacher for us.
Yeah, he's very unique. Very,
Yes.
yeah.
I
He's
call him the maestro because I once dreamed that there was it's like a circus maestro. And
mhm.
it all led to him and then going to Gore Mountain
Yeah.
in the Adirondack.
Those were the days. Those were the
Those
days. I used
were
to
the
really
days.
enjoy those weekends. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Anyway, I don't have that much time today. So
okay.
I think we should just get to it, if you don't
Let's do
mind.
that.
I
Yes,
want to
please.
make sure that we get your dream. And
Yes. So
yeah.
which dream? What
Well, it's up to you. I mean, you said you had a sort of a really significant sort of what I would call a medicine dream, in
yeah,
the hospital. So maybe that's
let's
what
start
we
there.
start with. it's up to you, or you can start.
I think
have
that's
that thing.
good. I think
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah.
So it felt like, I'm not going to say what it felt like. I'm just going to tell the dream.
Yeah.
And then we can. So I had a dream that I had been not home. I don't know where. And I got home and it was not where I live, but in my dream it was my house. And it was like a very interesting layout of a house with like a sunken living room, but then an upstairs and many different layers, levels of this house. Not layers. And in my dream, it was filled with hippies, creative folks, and just everyone was so kind. And I'm saying the word kind deliberately because it did feel a bit like at Grateful Dead shows, they designate one area where all of the people are selling their wares and food and whatever. They call it Shakedown Street. And
Mhm.
and it very much had that feeling. It was like a Shakedown Street kind of party. And there were artists everywhere. Artists were making things with fabric, with paint, and whatever they were making, they were hanging up around my house. So they were making art to decorate my house. And I went into my bedroom and there was a long dress, like a sleeveless dress with Guatemalan material. It's like a one long dress, and I'm feeling it was blue color. And they left that there for me. And so I put it on, and I saw, it seemed that because I was asking who are you people, and I think it was some kind of band that has weekly meetings, and that day they had it at my house, and so it wasn't only music. So it had the feeling of like bluegrass music because it was like funky and fun, and but also I had a feeling that it was like a string band. I'm not sure why. Some of the time I was feeling that, but some of the time I didn't have that feeling. So there was the music, the band, and that's what this whole party was based around. And I had a small pile of um like metaphysical stuff that I was exploring on the kitchen table. It was like a pile that I had been reading. And someone who saw that wanted then to interview me. I don't know what he thought he was finding, but he wanted to interview me. So he started to interview me, but then the dream kind of petered out at the end and he didn't end up fully interviewing me. But everybody was so nice and artistic and kind again. And to me, it felt like such a gift. I dreamed in the hospital. I felt like I'm not feeling well. I'm sad. I'm missing my mom and dad who are both deceased. And, I just felt that I had received a gift.
How cool.
Yes,
How beautiful. I love the part about the art and hanging the art on the walls.
I know. It was extraordinary.
Yeah. So
But we're giving so freely
yeah,
these
like a lot of
beautiful
generosity.
things and then hung it up, and I thought, wow, there was no ownership feeling about anything. It wasn't like,
Mhm.
oh no, I made this, I need to bring it home now. It was
Right.
I made this and now we're gonna hang it up
Wow.
here.
That's profound.
Yeah,
To me, that is anyway, because sometimes I know when I make art,
yes,
I feel very protective of it. It's like my baby. And I think, I don't really want anyone else to have this because it's mine, but
yes,
of course, I do really want people,
right.
but I really do. I really want people to enjoy it. But, anyway, that strikes me. Yeah. Um, so can I just jump in with
Please,
observations and
please,
projections?
yes,
I already know you said it's not really like just in terms of reality check. You said wasn't your house.
right,
It was your house in the dream, but
right.
so so when you were describing the sunken living room, it made me think of dreams that I've had in the past with a house kind of like that, where it had
Okay,
lots of little rooms and nooks and
yes.
sunken living room and
I
just
was
kind of one of
thinking
those collective.
this is the perfect house for a party, is what I was thinking.
Okay.
I just moved from my house into an apartment. Very happy here. It's easier for me.
Good.
Handicap. And but that was not the stream. The stream was a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was my house.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? What is your sense of that?
Well, I have found in doing dream work for all these years that when we dream of a house, it's often indicative of our self, our body. So if I dream of the attic, it might be my higher self. If I dream of the basement, it might be my unconscious mind, and things that I'm not looking at. And this didn't have an attic or basement. This was just, but it was so interesting. And I thought, well, I guess I am made of multitudes.
Yeah, I mean, I am very interested in, like, yeah, it's almost like, like all of those pieces of yourself, right? Your subconscious, your unconscious, your conscious mind, your heart, your spirituality, your creativity. It's like it's all coming together in this. It's all there. It's all reflected, in these people. Those, like, I often look at dreams in the way of that each part of the dream, whether it's a person or even a thing, an object, and a meaningful object in the dream, is a part of yourself. So if all of these people are you, and they're all on these different levels, and they're putting things on walls in different rooms, and that's a part of yourself.
Oh, I hadn't even looked at it that way, that I am all of these creative people in my dream.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at it. We often do the Gestalt way of looking at dreams.
I do.
But not.
Yeah, it's just kind of my first go-to thing. And actually, what else did I just think of? When you were first telling the dream, the first thing that occurred to me is, this dreamer is a person who has a really healthy ego.
Oh,
now that's just a judgment, not a judgment. Yeah, that's a judgment. It's not like,
friend, and you love me, so thank you.
I love you, and I whatever. But I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not, whatever. But that it feels like such good things inside yourself, right?
Oh, beautiful. And they left me this beautiful dress.
And the beautiful dress, from Guatemala. That's so interesting. Do you have any connection to that? By the way, excuse me for 1 second. I'm looking at our time off, and it says we only have 5 minutes left. But
I think we should just continue on, and then you have other things to do, but then we'll come back.
We'll come back.
Put them together.
Okay.
The two recordings.
Yeah, I don't know why we would only have 5 minutes. It doesn't make sense, but
I think because we were chatting even before we were recording.
Oh, I didn't know we were. Yeah. Oh, I see.
No, we weren't recording, but I don't know. I don't understand.
It still matters in terms of how much time you're on Zoom. Okay, I realize that.
So one of the things that Ellen and I spoke about briefly is we can really tell the import of a dream to ourselves by the feeling we feel when we wake up from the dream. And I woke up from this dream feeling like, oh my gosh, I was just given the greatest gift from the universe. I felt like I was in the hospital. I was so sad, as I was saying, and then I had this dream, and it felt like a gift. It felt like I was given a gift. So that's what I woke up feeling, and I kind of still feel that about the dream.
That's amazing. I mean, that is so significant. I really, I know that I've had that feeling too in certain dreams, where it's just like, wow, this is really something I want to stay with for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was yummy.
Yeah. And I love the piece about that you had some like special little sort of ceremonial or things on a table. I don't know if they were things or books or papers, or I don't know.
It was like a small pile of papers and magazine or whatever.
And somebody, it's like how I feel this is, it's somebody really seeing me.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Just really seeing me, and they want to know more about me. They want to interview me.
Yes.
Like, just because you're being yourself in your home.
Yes. Yeah.
So that feels so nice to me.
I love that you said that. It did. It felt nice being surrounded by all these creative people and creative endeavors, music and art. It was music and art, and it was freely given art, as I said. And it was just very not exciting, but not intriguing. I don't know, I can't think of the adjective, but it felt really creative
It
and
was very enlivening. Very,
that's
yeah.
actually that's exactly the word I'm looking for. It was very enlivening. Which I guess is what I really needed when I was
Yeah.
in the hospital.
Right. And right, exactly. You're sort of feeling the opposite of that. So
Yeah.
thank you, Great Spirit, for bringing you
Amen.
that
Amen.
gift. Yeah, that gift. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that. I love, this the idea of sort of expanding into that
Yes.
dreamscape. And
I love that too.
you know,
So I do want to say that when we record again later and we'll put them together, we will focus more on our New Year's dreams.
yes, okay.
That'll be interesting for us.
Hmm.
But I thank you so much, Ellen. This dream
Yeah.
was, as I said, felt like such a gift. And it's truly the gift that keeps giving because
Yeah, there's so many aspects of it.
so many aspects to it,
Mhm.
so many
Yeah.
different layers,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the dream. I was like, this house is perfect for a party.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
those who just want to sit doing painting, they don't need to engage with others. The other people can sit outside listening to the music.
Hmm.
Like the outside was very much a part of this stream as well. It was like the music, the band or the musicians were all playing outside,
Hmm.
and that was also another layer of the not layer but level or whatever of
Yeah. Oh,
being
yeah. Right. There's
outdoors.
music. There's
Yeah.
what kind of music it was, which I think that all that music is very lively.
Yes, me too.
Bluegrass or whatever. It all just very, very happy music, very light and
Yes,
happy. Um,
yes,
and the
yes.
dress from Guatemala, just, I'm curious about the significance of that for you. Like, do you have
Right.
connections to Guatemala you know, or
Well,
is it just like the hippie kind of thing?
exactly.
Yeah.
I have fabric from Guatemala woven,
Hmm.
and I still do, back
Hmm.
from like when I was in college, and I'm much older than that. So
Hmm.
so that was significant also.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
don't have any dresses like that.
Yeah.
I don't wear dresses like that.
Yeah.
But I did in the dream, and I was
Yeah.
very happy.
And maybe there's something to that too, like wearing something that you don't usually wear. Like I've
Yeah.
been sort of playing with that, trying things on in stores that are like just things that I don't think I would normally wear, but then I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. And
Yeah.
it sort of reflects a different aspect of oneself.
Right.
And it's fun to explore that sometimes.
Yes. Yes. So I very, very much. I once for Halloween, I dressed in clothes I wouldn't usually wear. And then for Halloween, I was somebody else. Somebody else.
Somebody
Who
else.
are you? I'm somebody else.
Oh, I love that. That's,
But in this
that's so
dream,
clever.
or you're at the, bottom of the barrel and you don't know what to
And
wear. So now I'm going to segue. Um, this was kind of a humorous dream that I was telling you about, Ellen. Um, I had a dream that I was at some kind of live show of Bill Maher, doing his politically incorrect thing or whatever it was. And everyone was just hanging around after to talk with the presenters. And I went up to Bill and I said, I'd like to buy you a drink after, and he said, okay. But then there was also a group of guys there. Everyone just wanted to be close to Bill and hear his wisdom. So and I did have romantic ideas in my head with buying him a drink. And if you're regular listeners, then you remember a couple of Dream Stream podcasts ago, I dreamed that I was being romantic with Bill Maher, which is a funny thing because as I was telling Ellen, it's not like I have a poster of him hanging in my bedroom. I like him. I like his humor, but it's not that I was just gonna say it's not that I dream about him, but yes, yes it is. So so the guys were just hanging around, and we were going to be going to get our drink, and the guys thought they would be coming, and I flagged over one of the guys, and I'm like, I think this is a date. And he said, oh, okay. And then he went to tell, but I wasn't sure if Bill Maher knew that that's what I was thinking. And I don't know what I was wearing, but like off the shoulder or something. And he leaned in, and on this place where my neck and my shoulder meet, he gave me a couple of kisses. I was like, okay, he knows. He knows what time it is. And in the dream, I was like, oh my God. I was thinking, because, sometimes we dream about someone who's going to call the next day, or someone who just drops in. It's like, oh my gosh, I just dreamed about that person. So often our dreams lead to these, what we might consider coincidences, but like a foretelling perhaps of someone we're going to see. So in my dream, I was like, that's so funny. I can't wait to tell Ellen, because she heard about my dream of making love with Bill Maher. And now I'm meeting him. So, because in my headspace, that was real. And
It's fascinating though, like what is the deal with him in your unconscious? Like what, or your subconscious? Like what does he represent? I mean, I know you like him and you like his humor, and you agree with his like whatever.
not always.
No, not always. Okay. I don't really know what he posts that. I mean, I don't follow him. So
I think
yeah.
I'm more liberal than he is. He's maybe a
Okay.
moderate. I'm more liberal. He's he's not a religious person at all. I like to think of myself a bit religious. So he doesn't want anything to do with children in the world. And I have 2 kids. So there's a couple things that
yeah. And he's a little cynical, isn't he? Kind of cynical?
yes,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so
from Jersey.
I'm Joyzy.
Me and Bill. That connection. So anyway,
yeah, it's intriguing that
I just wanted to share it. I don't want to explore it or anything.
You don't need to explore. Okay, I'm so curious. Like, what is the deal with Bill Maher? Like, what is, because it's not just any random guy like that you're, if you feel attracted to or whatever. That it's just particularly him. I find
and yes, he's a handsome man in my eyes, but it's not like Johnny Depp, who I also had a dream about.
Yeah, you have dreams about all these famous men. So
thinking highly about myself, I suppose. Why not? Only you.
Yeah, I think you do think. I think that's so good. I really admire and almost envy that a little bit, that you do seem to. You feel you.
I think I'm in the same league.
Yeah, you like yourself.
Not really. I mean, I don't really think that, but I do in my dreams.
Somewhere in you do. Somewhere in your something in there, or maybe it's like to boost you up. I don't know.
Right. Well, now I would like to hear your New Year's dream.
Yeah, well, so it's sort of on that same vein, except my guy was very ordinary.
Yes.
Nobody I knew, and he was a very ordinary person, very ordinary. We were, let me see if I can remember now. Shoot, I've been really not forgetting to write my dreams down, but well, so what I remember is that we were going to go salsa dancing, like that. We were going on a date salsa dancing, and I said, so we were out. It felt like we were maybe outside of the club or something, and it was dark out. And I said, do you know how to dance? I said, let's see. Do you know how to dance? And I sort of get myself in the position, to have him come in. So he he comes in towards me, and he grips my hand in this kind of awkward way. Excuse me. And I was like, oh shit, he doesn't know how to dance. That sucks, because I do. I know how to salsa dance, and I enjoy it so much. But it's really only enjoyable when you're doing it with someone who knows how to dance.
Sure.
So I was like, I said, well, listen, I'm happy to go in there with you, but I just want you to know that I'm probably going to dance with other guys too, because I really need to dance.
Yes.
Really need to dance. I want to dance, and it's okay that you don't really know how, and I'm fine sort of, doing that with you a little bit, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything with these
Right.
other people. Like I'm with you, but like
Yes.
it was just, and that was it. That was the whole dream.
Wow.
Yeah. And it kind of was like, oh God, I haven't salsa danced in a really long time. I do swing, but not salsa. But it
Oh,
made me a little bit like, oh man, I wonder if,
you're
I'm
in New
supposed
Mexico, girl. You should be salsa dancing.
yeah, not necessarily. It's not a thing
Isn't it
here.
Mexican?
No, it's Latin,
Oh, it's well.
like Cuban and the
Oh,
totally
okay.
different part of the
Okay.
country. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but anyway. Um,
Latin America, stuff.
yeah, but nah, not really.
Okay.
I guess Mexicans do their own version of, I don't know, some kind of dance like that, but
Okay.
um, yeah, I don't know, just I really don't think it was yeah, what was that for me? It was fun to, like, be on a date, I guess, in the dream,
Yes.
and I had been talking earlier with a friend, who, hasn't dated for a very, very long time, but she's moved somewhere into a different state and she bought a house, and like her whole life is kind of opening up a little bit. And she started to like have a date, like with a couple of
Wonderful.
different guys. And so I think that was on in my psyche,
Yes.
about
Yeah.
how, I'd like to have that at some point again someday. I think I
Yeah.
would. I wasn't sure I really did want that, but I think I do. And I
Yes.
think my psyche was just kind of in agreement, and
Ooh,
it was just nice to be like on a date,
I
like
like
whatever was going
hearing
to
this.
ultimately happen. It didn't feel even really sexual or, even
Right?
that intimate. It was just somebody,
Yes.
and he was pretty ordinary. That's what I remember
Yeah.
too. He
Well, I
was
love
like
that
a
about
pop
him.
guy. Yeah, I
Aren't we
kind of love that
all?
too.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I kind of love that too. There
Yeah.
wasn't, in a way. And maybe it means I'm moving towards that. I don't really know. I don't know what it means.
If
Um,
this is my dream, I feel like I'm having to accept parts of myself symbolized as this man in my dream, that it's not perfect. He doesn't necessarily know the moves. He's, maybe wasting the higher me's time a little bit, but I'm having to accept that, but also state my needs. So it's fine, self, that you don't know how to take my hand right, or the moves as I know them, but I'll still spend the time with that part of myself,
yeah,
because
yeah. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, please do.
Yeah, I think that there's something to that. There's something to that. Like, also, can I take the time? Can I just calm down? And because also, like, when I dance, and especially salsa, it's very high energy, and
Yeah.
I have so much hyper energy,
Yes.
thus the hyperactivity part of ADHD. Um,
Yes.
that it's like I don't even care who I'm dancing with. I just want to like do the thing,
Yeah,
And so,
totally.
but there's this part of me that's like, okay, that's okay. Like I was honoring that in the dream, and I was being
Yeah.
honest. And it's like I really just want. I need to dance.
Yeah.
That's how it presented. I need to do this
And I
for
love that,
my
because
well-being and my sense of pleasure. But I'm
yeah.
with you, and like that's yeah, like something about being deeply honest with a potential partner, like, hey, I don't want it like that necessarily, but I'd like it like this. Is that
Yes,
okay with you? Can you tolerate
exactly.
that?
And it's not even, is it okay with you? It's just that's the
Well,
way
it is
it's
if he
gonna
wants to be in
be.
partnership with me.
Well,
It is,
exactly. But I
right?
mean, in the dream, I don't ask. I tell her,
Right.
I'm
Right.
going to be dancing with other people, but it's nothing, against you. It's
Hmm.
just for me.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like that I'm able to state my needs so
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah. That is pretty great, actually. I like that too. And dancing is joy to me for sure. So I don't know. It didn't necessarily, when I woke up, I didn't necessarily feel like, oh my God, that was so amazing. It wasn't,
Yeah.
I didn't have like a great feeling. It wasn't a bad feeling. It was just kind of, oh, that's cool. I was salsa dancing, and I
In
wasn't
my
actually
version of the
dancing.
stream, my title is The Ordinary Guy. And
Mm,
that's maybe how I felt when I woke up. It was
mm,
more ordinary, but it
Mhm.
was just as, as wonderful as going out salsa dancing and moving my energy,
Mhm.
but it's something about the ordinariness. I want to explore that more. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You might think of that.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it was clearly notable because I said it
Right.
like that. Yeah, I mean, it does remind me of this guy who, he didn't remind me of him, but energetically, the guy that was interested in me, my client who stopped seeing me as a client because he was interested in me. And
Oh,
we haven't actually had any connection. I think I kind of gave him a vibe. Um, and which
that's
is a little bit,
good.
it's a little bit too bad, but I'm sure if I reached out,
Yeah.
anyway, he's very busy doing his own thing. He's got a lot going on, like good stuff going on. So,
Yeah.
but in any case, he's pretty ordinary, but he's not
Yeah.
really, he's actually really a cool guy. I mean, he's a musician and he's a
Yes.
potter, he's got interesting things, but he himself is just like an ordinary guy. He's not like, oh my God, he's not super handsome or anything, or
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. I don't even know what that means. It's all just judgment, really. It's all just
Right.
judgment. I mean, it's just, maybe there's something, there's like a flavor and a feeling that I can't quite put words to, but there's something about the ordinariness is like the realness of intimacy, right? Like
Yes.
it's not like this big attraction to some gorgeous guy or some hot guy or woman or whatever. It's just not, it's just somebody who's like a real person
Yes.
with all their real mishugas and their stuff and their issues and their
Yes.
ugly bits and their you know
Yes.
whatever. And like,
It reminds me
can I
of,
be intimate with that? Can I find like the place in
yes,
me that can be
with
can
oneself. It
yeah.
reminds me of that quote, and I don't know who, a Buddhist teacher. And after enlightenment, the dishes.
Uh-huh. Right,
It's like
exactly.
we do have these peaks
Yeah.
of height, and
Hmm.
then we have our lives. And
Hmm.
that also then reminds me, my teacher, Gershon Winkler, who is a Jewish shaman, he has a book called The Magic in the Ordinary.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, let's pay attention.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, definitely.
extraordinary.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'd riff, if this were my dream, I think I would just riff writing, just stream of consciousness, everything, what ordinary, ordinary, ordinary. I want to keep mining my own thoughts about,
Mm.
well, what does that mean? I want to
What does
define
it mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What does that mean?
it.
Yeah, yeah. I have some sense of it, but I don't really want to go into it.
Okay. Okay.
Public. Yeah.
Dreamer's choice. So that's
Yeah.
interesting, because how I like to look at our New Year's dreams, and it's the Jewish New Year again, is some kind of flavor of the year ahead for me. So
Mm.
if it's my dream, I think
Hmm.
it's exciting because maybe I'll go on dates again.
Mhm.
We're at such a strange point in our lives, Ellen. We're both divorced, we're not partnered. It's, here we are in our older years, and it's it's all new. All
Yeah,
new.
yeah, yeah. And for a long time, it seemed quite impossible. It just seemed like I'm just not even focusing on that.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't need
Yeah.
it. I don't want it. And now I'm feeling differently now.
Okay.
And it is also perhaps I do kind of get the sense of this acceleration of things happening in the world
Yes.
that are a little frightening
Yes.
potentially. And I don't really want to do that alone. Right? None of us really do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of single women my age in
Mhm.
Santa Fe. Holy moly, there's so
Oh,
many. We're
wow.
all, lonely. We're all looking for community, and yet it doesn't quite, it
Yes.
just doesn't quite happen. It's really interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm.
So, not that a partner is the answer to
No,
anything at
but
all, but
pardoning myself, I in my version of this dream, it's really just about me. And the dance is the dance
Right.
of life. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And salsa, wow, it's like a little bit spicy.
It's spicy, sexy, totally like,
And
yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
And it's got a lot of fire. It's very
Yes, it
fiery.
does. High
Yeah.
heels and like
Yeah. So all that stuff,
ruffles.
which is one of the reasons why I don't do it so much, because I don't kind of jive with that whole,
Okay. Uh-huh.
but I love the dance very much. Love it.
Yes,
So
yes.
much fun. Um,
Thank
yeah,
you for
maybe it's
sharing.
just also about getting back to something I love. It doesn't have to be salsa dancing,
I
right?
love
Like
it.
I've been talking about getting back into pottery, because pottery, by the way, with all the
Yes,
ADHD and anxiety and stuff,
yes,
boy, this
yes.
pottery just goes
Oh,
grounds right into the moment. I mean, it really is medicine in a way for me.
yes,
And I
yes.
haven't been doing it for a
Of
variety
the earth,
of years.
clay.
Yeah, it's of
You
the
know,
earth,
it's
it's clay,
so
it's
grounded.
hands. It's very it's focusing, because you're doing something right here,
Yes,
just making it happen. You have to have your focus on that. And it's yeah, it was great, really, really great for me in that way.
yeah,
So maybe part of the message too is, do something you love, like get out of this insanity of trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing in your work life and social media,
right.
and and creating some new online career, and like all the stuff that has to be done around that, and figuring things out, and what would I even do, it's like, okay, why don't you just take it down 10 notches and just say,
Yes,
well, what do I love?
yes.
I love pottery. I love dancing. I don't know how to make a career out of that, but you can't really. Well, I suppose you could, but not, I can't.
The arts, therapeutic arts.
Therapeutic arts. Well, that is the direction I'm going in.
Yes.
Actually, the direction I'm going in. I'm a therapeutic art facilitator or something. I forget
Oh,
what
I
I was
love that.
calling myself on my business card.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, I am shifting things, and it is exciting. And maybe that's. I mean, I hope that somehow those things are connected in a good way. The dream
Yes.
and my
And you
life.
know, this ordinary guy, he might be awkward with his hands and like, but he keeps at it. I think he'll get to be a really good dancer. And
Hmm.
and so that's a lesson to self that, you know, I might not have an elevator speech yet quite worked
Uh-huh.
out of what I want to
Right.
be doing.
Exactly.
But if I keep at it. And,
Thank you. Thank you. That's so key. That
yeah.
feels like a little piece of psychotherapy right there. Good
We aim
job.
to please.
I was waiting for that one piece that made me go, yes, that's it.
Oh, good. Oh, it's so nice to reach that when we do dream work.
It is, right?
I
Doesn't
feel like
always happen, but
it
I love
doesn't.
that. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, 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 with some persistence and maybe love and compassion too,
Yes.
that this can happen. Yeah,
Yes.
something new can happen
Yes.
with ease, with no anxiety.
And I'll be looking forward to watching the unfolding all
Well,
year
thank
long.
you. Thank you. I have been posting, I am doing an authentic movement group.
Oh,
I'm starting a new group here in
oh,
San Fe. It's an
great.
in-person group, so it's not online, but
Yes.
for anyone who's in the Santa Fe area, and I've been posting lots of, flyers and
Yes.
Instagram posts about it. So you know, I am taking actions to move forward into the world in that
That's
way, a
great.
different way. So yeah.
You have so much to offer. Anytime you can share your gifts with the world is a great blessing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think we all do really. And it's just
I
about
think
harnessing,
so.
right? It's like harnessing,
Exactly.
like, there's another word, like condensing,
Yeah,
you have a lot, and I can't necessarily take it all and put it into one thing. I need to just,
right,
right.
right. It's in many rooms. The art.
Yes,
It's
it's
in many
all
rooms in
right,
this
right.
house.
That's right, right. There's
Yeah,
the art, there's the beautiful clothing, there's the things
yes,
on the table. Like there's many things there. There's many parts
yes.
of you there. That
Mhm.
spiritual part that somebody wants to actually interview you,
Yeah,
because you've got something that he sees that's deeper, more
right.
spiritual. It seems.
Yes.
So there's so many aspects.
So
I love.
I also had a dream last night. Neither of the two I already mentioned, but it's really just a snippet. but we know what we say about snippets. And
Yeah.
often you get to, greater goals, then epic dreams, whatever. But I had a dream. A friend of mine adopted a dog. I think she's a German woman, so I think it's some like European, like full bred something. Not a pound puppy. And she also recently, or maybe a little while ago now, got a dog for her son. She doesn't live with her kids right now. And then she got a dog for herself. And in my dream, I don't know if my sister is telling me, I think it is my sister. She's telling me that, oh, Carolyn, my friend, has two dogs. And she's trying to find a home for one of them. And so in my dream, I am wondering, is this something I can take on right now? Because I'm handicapped and I, really don't get outside, and I can't let the cats out. Like my life isn't such that I can have a dog right now. But then in my dream, suddenly it's not a dog at all, but it's a baby. And I'm wondering, is it even legal to like give your baby away or sell your baby? Like that can't be legal, And then I was thinking, do I want this baby? And I was thinking, well, what will I name him? That was like a big concern for me. What will I name him? And I thought, and I can't remember all the different names. They were all like just one or two syllable, and like just go through the alphabet of like simple, like ball for B, or like, apple for A. So apple was one of the names, and August was one of the names, and I can't remember others, but the alphabet. And I am trying to figure out if a baby is something I could have in my life right now. And that is my dream, my New Year's dream.
Wow. Well, a baby in my estimation of a dream is always about something creative. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily a baby.
Okay.
Could be, but I think it's about birthing something.
Yeah, something new. That's
Yeah,
what I
birthing
always think of
something.
for baby.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that, something creative.
yeah.
Or such
Or yeah, creating something, not necessarily
okay, yes.
a creative thing, but like
Okay. Oh, okay.
the creative process, like having
Yes.
somebody is like some, that you might be creating something.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it's funny that yesterday I was saying to somebody, I feel like I'm being squeezed through the birth canal.
Oh,
So that's kind of interesting that you came up with that imagery too in your dream.
and
It's
that's
something
the
about having,
greatest of all creative acts,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
says
yeah.
the,
But it's definitely
human-centric
ouchy.
person.
That,
Says the like human-centered person by saying it's the greatest of all creative acts. It's very human of me to
mhm,
think that, but whatever.
yeah.
I'm human.
Mhm.
So
I
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, just so yeah.
So that's how I was looking at it too, Ellen. I was thinking, well, I didn't give birth to it, so I can't say I'm gonna birth something new.
Right, but it was a
I
baby and
mean,
it gave
sort
it
of
to you.
metaphorically, right? But I'm gonna nurture
Yeah,
something new.
yeah, 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 yeah. And you're just, you're discerning, like, this doesn't work, that works, but this might work. Can I
Yes,
do this?
yes,
So
right.
maybe
Can I
this
have a
is,
dog?
yeah,
Oh,
you're
now it's a
starting,
baby. Can I have a baby?
can I do
Do I
that?
wish it
How
was a
can I
dog again?
transform? Yeah, or transform it. How can I transform it into something, that will work
Yes.
for my needs and my abilities? Transforming the gift into something, or like, yeah.
When I think of dog, according, to the Native American medicine cards, David Carson and another writer, he talks about dog as symbolizing loyalty. And
Mm,
that's hugely important to me.
yeah.
I want
Yes. That's
Loyalty.
funny. I was just saying to somebody yesterday that I'm a really loyal friend. Like
Oh,
it's just funny,
okay.
just the little connections.
Yes,
Like
yes,
when I decide, I'm very cautious at
yes,
first. Like, I don't know, like you seem really cool and awesome, but like
yeah,
it takes me a minute to kind of go, can I
right,
trust it? Once I
right.
do, I'm very loyal.
Yes,
So
I love
that's
that.
nice, whatever. But yeah, loyalty is a big.
So when I think of dog, I think of that. But there's something about this being like from a breeder, and I go to the pound, or I adopt. I like
Mhm.
animals who need homes, and that's
Right.
who I'm drawn to.
Of
But
course. Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
And
Hmm.
um, and then it
Um,
turns into a baby. Yeah, this is sort of an aside, but last night I watched I'm always late to the party with pop culture. So forgive me. I only just saw the Minions movie.
oh, mhm.
You know
I'm
what
not
they are, little
yeah.
yellow.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
I
only just saw it last night. And it was awesome because they create it for, the kids, but also then the parents who are going to be taking the kids to the theater. It was filled with great music. It was like
mm,
all our music that, like,
yeah.
70s, 80s. I loved it.
That's
And
great.
and there were some really cute aspects of it. Um so cute that the little minion was supposed to steal the queen's crown for like a nefarious character, an evil character, but he forgot, and when he got the crown he just put it on his head and he started playing that he was King Bob. It was so funny. It was just so funny. And so there's something about a child that's what I'm aiming at here, is that because a baby, like a child, like, well, a child is so pure and so funny and cute. It's just a cute thing, and doesn't mean any harm, by keeping the crown. He just didn't remember.
Mhm.
Like, so that just reminded me of the baby
Mhm.
piece. If dog is loyalty and the baby is
Like
like
innocence.
new and young, silly, I don't know,
Innocent.
innocent.
Yeah, just pure innocent.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So of course, when I think of my creative endeavors that I'm wanting to put in the world, we've spoken a lot about having writing projects,
Mhm.
on the floor. So that's something that I really think about. And I think, well, okay, this year is presenting itself to me to be the year I can publish, or
Mhm.
anyway write.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know that it has to have an endpoint. I can
Right.
write, and then
Right.
if publishing is the endpoint, wonderful. If not, that's okay too.
Mhm. But just to get things out, to kind of move things out.
Move things along. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I haven't been writing so much lately, but yeah, maybe we should re what's the word?
Recommit ourselves.
Something. Revisit. Revisit that as a something
Absolutely.
that we can do together. Yeah.
So that's how I can honor this dream, is just
Mhm.
get writing, just do
Mhm.
it. You know,
Mhm.
I spend so much time at home anyway, I might as well be writing. I have a
Yeah.
rare thing where it's okay if I'm home all the time because it's hard for me to get out and walk around, whatever. So I should be, using it to its fullest,
Mhm.
my time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, the creative, innocent, pure. I don't know, something about that.
Yeah.
That something is bubbling in you around that
I love that. I love
loyal.
the innocent part too. It's like
Maybe it's like
I
loyalty itself.
don't have to wax poetic. I don't have to be brilliant or wise or
Mhm.
anything. I can just,
Mhm.
write to move things in myself.
That's so good for me to hear too, because boy, do I tend to like feel like if I'm not writing anything profound, then it's all just garbledy,
Yeah.
vomity stuff on the page. Do you know what I mean? Like just
Yes. And I
feelings.
have the feeling if I'm not writing it for someone else to read, but who is this someone else?
Mm.
Don't no, and I don't think just write for yourself,
I
oneself.
like the idea of writing for, like imagining that you're telling people what you're saying.
Right. Oh, uh-huh.
I sort of like that, imagining
Yes.
that you have an audience,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
like that wants to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you don't want to be writing for someone, like using
Right.
words that you wouldn't use, or not just be like, yeah, in the purity of it,
Yes.
purity of your expression without
Because whether or not anyone
malice.
finds it insightful or meaningful, hopefully it will be both of those things in the
Yeah,
process of writing it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. I
Yes.
like it, and that's a really good way to start off the year, I think, like, with
Yes.
the creativity and that, and, as yeah.
I'm feeling the same as with your dream. Is the salsa dancing. The dancing is also a way of moving the energy inside of me, the stuck energy. And I recognize I need to dance, and I will dance with ordinary man, but I may also dance with, freaky salsa guy over there.
Right, exactly, exactly. Because he's gonna throw me around the dance floor. That's
That's
what
right.
you know?
That's right. So I feel like they're the same. It's like the same message.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it
so,
is.
well, I'm so
Yeah,
happy to speak with you, Ellen. And I think the way I can honor this dream is by starting. Just start. Just do it again. I've started 100 times before, but
start to write, you mean?
yeah,
Mhm.
begin again. And that's
Yeah,
what
begin again. Same. I mean, I've been doing this for a million years, so many years, like
exactly.
writing and then saying, "Oh, I think I could write," and then trying to, I can actually write something, and then I write one thing that's good, and then I like don't
Yes.
do it again, and
It
so
reminds me of a Mary Oliver poem, Begin Again and Begin Now. I will find it and then I can put it in the show notes or something. But
yeah.
it's that message. Like,
Mhm.
it's just beginning again. You don't
Yeah.
have to you don't have to realize anything.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just writing for the creative process.
Yeah.
Then if it is your calling or whatever,
Right. It'll turn into something different, right?
that's right.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's so good to remember. Just do it, and do it for yourself. Do it because it feels good to do it, because it's a good way to process whatever's
Yeah,
going on in your mind and your heart. And if it turns into something different, then that's great.
that's great.
And if it doesn't, that's great too. If it helps you to sort through things,
Right.
see things in a different way.
So now that we will be starting the new year, according to the Jewish cycle of the year, and next we have Sukkot, which is next we have Yom Kippur,
Before,
which is
right?
Day of Atonement, and then Sukkot, which is our harvest festival, and then Shmi Yetzirah, where we end the Bible and we begin again.
Mm.
So I did this because in the Woodstock shul that I used to always go to, we would open a Torah scroll around a big circle, and wherever you were standing, we played a little tarot with that. That has significance for oneself. But when the Jewish people start reading the five books of Moses again anew, I want to be reading right along with my brethren.
Mm.
So first thing I have to find my Tanakh, find my Bible.
Oh.
And then not that it's far, it's just packed. I
Yeah.
just have to find it. But I would like to start that process as well.
Mm.
So I'm saying that to you, no nader, without a vow. Like I just want to be easy on myself right now
Mhm.
and not expect
Just as
that of
something,
myself.
yeah, something that you might want to do, or that you're thinking of doing as a ritual, kind of.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, and I guess I will put out there that I I am yeah, I've been sort of lacking that sort of spiritual center,
mm,
and part of it has to do with the congregation that you and I were both part of. Things have gotten
change,
a little bit a lot
a
changed,
lot
and
changed.
I don't know that it's a change for the worse, but I just know
Different.
it's different, and what it was so good.
Yeah, I know.
And even though I was doing it from afar, now that I've moved away,
Right.
and I just feel like, wow, I don't know, I don't, like if today is a day I would be in temple,
I
you know.
really enjoyed listening to your brothers.
Oh, you did,
I loved, I listened,
yeah.
and then they stopped and they invited everyone for Tashlich.
Oh,
And
they did
so
touch.
what Tashlich is a time for us to kind of gather up all our icks and regrets and embarrassing moments or whatever it is that we don't want to hold on to, and then tossing it, throw a rock, get rid of it.
Mhm.
Some people throw bread, but then I don't want it to have to pass through a duck's body or something. I'm always a little
Right.
funny about that.
Yeah,
But that this is a time for us to just let go of what doesn't serve us.
yeah.
So I hope we can,
Mhm.
symbolically figure out a way to do that ritual.
I think that's
What do you
really
think works
important.
best?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's going to be really, thanks for reminding me about Tashlik. Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
important. I may even just by myself go by the river and
yeah. I have a
go.
little runoff pond in my new yard. I don't know. I think it would get stuck. My
Well, you can just symbolically throw things in,
okay.
just near water, something
Yes.
cleansing. Yeah. I don't think there's any water in our river right now anyway.
Oh,
It's so dry.
yes.
Anyway. All right.
All
Well,
right, Ellen,
sounds
my
good.
friend. Such an honor to share dreams with you. We
Same.
all need a dream
Yeah.
person, listeners. Yeah, everyone, we need to find a friend that we can share our nighttime stories with. It's interesting and fun, insightful,
Yeah.
therapeutic.
Yeah, and even if you think you don't know how to do it, I say that in quotes, like it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. You just sometimes there's something about just telling the dream.
yes,
You just say it and you're like, "Oh, you yourself have some insights."
yes,
It's so
yes,
it and just to somebody who's listening, and the listener doesn't have to analyze. They don't have to know what to do.
right,
Just listen.
right.